Agriculture is the most important industry in India. The Indian agriculture sector accounts for 18% of India's GDP and employs 50% of the country's workers. India is the greatest producer of pulses, rice, wheat, spices, and spice products in the world. Chapter 1. The story of village Palampur examines topics such as production organization, labor activity, capital, crop production, transportation, and so on. An introduction to some basic concepts related to production through a hypothetical village called Palampur, where farming is the main activity. The village also has several other activities, such as small-scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc., carried out on a limited scale. Palampur is well connected, with a well-developed network of roads, transportation, electricity, irrigation, schools, and healthcare facilities. The narrative of Palampur leads us through the various forms of production activities that take place in the village. Farming is the primary source of income in India's communities. Let's have a look at how organization of production is carried out. The main aim of production is to produce goods and services, which require four essential components. The first requirement is land and other natural resources, such as water, forests, and minerals. The second requirement is labor. Some production activities necessitate highly educated workers, while others necessitate manual laborers. The third requirement is physical capital. It refers to the variety of inputs needed at each stage of production. Fixed capital refers to tools, machines, and buildings that can be used in production for many years. Working capital refers to raw materials and cash on hand that are consumed during production. There is also the fourth requirement. To be able to combine land, labor, physical capital, and produce an output, knowledge and enterprise are required. These days, this is referred to as human capital. Every production is organized by combining factors of production such as land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. Let's have a look at how farming is done in Palampur. Land is fixed. For Palampur, village farming is their main production, and the well-being of these people is related to production on the farms. But there is a basic constraint in raising farm production. Land area under cultivation is practically fixed. Now, is there a way one can grow more from the same land? In the rainy season, Kharif farmers grow jowar and bajra, followed by the cultivation of potato between October and December. In winter, farmers grow wheat, and a part of the land is devoted to sugarcane, which is harvested once every year. Due to well-developed irrigation, farmers can grow 3 different crops. Electricity transformed the system of irrigation. Multiple cropping means to grow more than one crop on a piece of land. Another way for higher yield is modern farming. In the later 1960s, the Green Revolution introduced the Indian farmer to cultivation of wheat and rice, using high-yielding varieties of seeds. But will the land sustain? Modern farming methods have overused the natural resource base. Due to increased use of chemical fertilizers, the soil lost its fertility. Natural resources like soil fertility and groundwater are being destroyed, and it is very difficult to restore them. How is land distributed between the farmers of Palampur? Land is important for any kind of farming. In Palampur, about 1/3 of the 450 families are landless. Dalits have no land for cultivation. 240 families cultivate small plots of land, less than 2 hectares in size. There are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. And who will provide the labor? Small farmers cultivate their own lands. Medium and large farmers hire laborers to cultivate their fields, who come either from landless families or families cultivating small plots of land. Farm laborers will not have any right over the crops grown on the land. They will be paid on wages for their work, which can be cash or in kind, for example, crop. Sometimes, laborers get meals also. Wages vary from region to region, crop to crop, and one farm activity to another. Farm laborers are employed on a daily basis, or for one particular farm activity like harvesting, or for the whole year. Now let's discuss the capital needed in farming. Modern farming methods require a great deal of capital. Most small farmers borrow money from large farmers, or the village moneylenders, or the traders who supply various inputs for cultivation. The rate of interest on such loans is very high. The medium and large farmers have their own savings from farming. They are thus able to arrange for the capital needed. Let's analyze the sale of surplus farm products. The wheat the farmers produce from the land is retained in part for their family consumption, and they sell the surplus wheat. Only the medium and large farmers supply wheat to the market. Non-farming activities in Palampur. We have learnt about farming as the main production activity in Palampur. We shall now take a look at some of the non-farm production activities. Only 25% of the people working in Palampur are engaged in activities other than agriculture. Dairy. Dairy is a common activity in many families of Palampur. People feed their buffaloes on various kinds of grass, jawar, and bajra that grow during the Kharif season. The milk is sold in Raiganj, the nearby large village. Two traders from Shahpur town have set up collection-cum-chilling centers at Raiganj, from where the milk is transported to faraway towns and cities. Let's see an example of small-scale manufacturing in Palampur. Less than 50 people are engaged in manufacturing in Palampur, unlike the manufacturing that takes place in the big factories in the towns and cities. Manufacturing in Palampur involves very simple production methods and is done on a small scale. It is carried out mostly at home or in the fields with the help of family labor. The shopkeepers of Palampur. People involved in the trade, exchange of goods, are not many in Palampur. The traders of Palampur are shopkeepers who buy various goods from wholesale markets in the cities and sell them in the village. There are a few small general stores in the village, selling a wide range of items like rice, wheat, sugar, tea, oil, biscuits, soap, notebooks, pen, pencil, and even some cloth. Transport, a fast developing sector. There are a variety of vehicles on the road connecting Palampur and Raiganj, including rickshaw alas, tanga walas, jeep, tractor, truck, drivers, and people driving the traditional bullock cart and bogie. They transport people and goods from one location to another for a fee. Now, we come to end of the chapter, and you learned all that is required to know about village Palampur. Further, you can refer notes and tests given on EduRev platform for your exam practice. Thank you.